What is up, folks? Welcome back to another live stream repair. Ooh boy, we got a couple things to fix here. Got a couple pods. Let's go ahead and get the names up on the screen. So we're gonna be wrapping up Jeff's home pod, and then we've got 3673 with 2 no power pods, Ben with no power, and Tim with bad bass. Let's see, and then actually looks like we'll have days as well. So anyways, welcome back. Yes, so we'll talk really quick about Mark's 2nd gen HomePod here. It showed up with no power. You and I saw it ourselves. It was not powering on. We did some swapping around of the parts, and suddenly their stuff is turning on, but it's boot looping. Unfortunately, it seems like there is still something wrong with it. This is probably going to end up being a no fix because as you can see here, it just keeps boot looping and showing that it's in setup mode but not producing any sound. So no sound on these especially is extremely tricky because we have far less info and on how these work than the 1st gens. And parts too. If this was a 1st gen, we could maybe offer to swap the logic board, but we don't have good working logic boards for these, and currently we're a little stuck on trying to figure out what's wrong with this. I am out of ideas with it for now, so we're actually going to put it to the side. Isn't that interesting how long it holds a charge? We're going to put this to the side for now, and we've got a couple other pods from a couple other people that are waiting to get taken care of here, so let's clear ourselves a spot. There we go. Stick that there. We've got a couple of screws too. No, everybody's got a few screws loose, huh? If you don't have any screws loose, then I think something is wrong with you. Hey. Alright, that, ooh, I'm missing something. Let me go grab that. Okay. Let's get Jeff up and messaged. Jeff showed up yesterday with blinkies, the blinking volume buttons. It appeared to take a software restore with our USB adapter, no problem. It's been testing overnight, no problem. So we're going to crack it open and do a little bit of hardware maintenance to prevent other more common reasons for this to get sent back into us. Oh yes, and of course we need to let Jeff know. 3672. There they are. A text message. Oh. Alright. That is gonna be... Alright, and then we'll let 3673 know that they are up next. Alright. Ooh, face cam for conversation. See, I don't like... It's quite difficult to talk while we work. It's usually when we make mistakes. So we tend to save the days that we want to talk back and forth for the, we've got a day that we do Discord. Sometimes the other nerds in the chat will come up with other ideas for us, but I quite like Discord on Tuesdays. We're not doing FaceTime today, Stefan. It's way... Oh, man, it's hot. I'm grumpy. I'm not grumpy. I guess I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe in a neutral mood. Just don't really feel like messing around today, I guess. I just want to get this stuff done and get out of here. Don't have my Discord pin. Oh yeah, we're not doing Discord today. If you want to join my Discord, I have an invite on my website, but I don't bother posting my Discord server here unless we're actually in it for the stream. Why, yes, I did. It is amazingly complicated. And highly incompatible. But when it works, it's very beautiful. I tell you how I did it on my website too. You can basically just use Wayback Machine. But what I did was, there was no one version of the original HomePod website from Apple that was perfect. I basically took a few different snapshots from a few different times and sort of cobbled them together into the one big version that I like and that you see up now. Don't get me started about all the bugs in it that I've had to fix. I mean, practically at this point, it's as good as mine. No. No one gets to break rules. If they break rules, they're banned and they never come back. Just because you're a mod doesn't mean you get to break rules. That's a silly fallacy. Ooh, I'm out of flux. It's time to break out a new box. It's a good thing I bought like 50 of these before tariffs hit. You should start selling refurb unit. I do. You can go to if you click on the shop link at the top of my website, you can see all the parts and stuff that we sell around here. Beautiful. Yes, yes. A fresh squeeze. So what we're doing here is just giving it a new set of DC filters to start. These love to go bad over time and cause death farts and all sorts of bass issues. Doesn't matter if they're being used or not, they do go bad, even sitting there with no power on them. So it's a good idea to replace them whenever you have the opportunity, before they do go bad and cause more expensive repairs like roasted bass speakers. We do not need a new Schottky diode. We've got a date code of 1726K there. These do not fail and cause issues. We're looking for a different set of date codes out there. So let's get this put back together with a new subwoofer gasket, and that should make it all nice and happy, better than new, and worth putting a warranty on. Could you buy all of the parts for a HomePod and put it together to make a HomePod for parts? You absolutely could. And that stands true for every generation and size of HomePod. At a board level, like you could use any power supply, any amp, any logic board, any display, any subwoofer, anything. The only serialization that they do for HomePods are the individual chips on the main logic board. You can't swap the CPU and the RAM and the storage chip with other new chips. Those are serialized. But you can straight up take a logic board from one HomePod and put it in another, no problem. And I think they just don't imagine HomePods are going to be stolen all that often, so they didn't see much reason to develop and have to support stolen parts or serializing parts for HomePods. Yeah, it is pretty strange, isn't it? Pretty surprising. How much RAM does the HomePod have? I actually can't remember off the top of my head. And it depends on the model. What was the first gen had, like what, 4 or 8 gigs? Same as an iPhone 6. And then the Gen 2 is going to be the same as the Watch SE 2? I can't remember. A Google search will do you better. Not necessarily true. So if you're talking about stealing a HomePod from an Apple store, there's a chance it's loaded with a custom profile that won't let you set it up outside of the store, basically. Or it'll be stuck in just a demo mode. And the demo units don't let you factory reset them. They just Like, you can power cycle it and tap and hold the top until it beeps 3 times, and then it restarts and it just goes right back into demo mode again. You have to have special internal Apple employee-only software to unload the demo profile on a demo unit and make it work like a normal one again. But that said, there are some HomePods out there being used as demo units that are not set up with any special profile. So yeah, there's nothing stopping anybody from stealing anybody's retail setup or just normally set up HomePod and factory resetting it and adding it to their own home. There's nothing stopping anybody from doing that. Makes testing really easy though, because I don't have to ask for anybody to do anything on their end. All I have to do is power cycle it and hold the top till it beeps at me. The owners have no say in it. It's such a standout product for Apple. There's no Find My in them, so if someone takes yours and they don't reset it, it's not like you're going to be able to find it on a map anyways, let alone if it did have Find My, it wouldn't be able to reconnect to, well, I guess it could use Bluetooth to locate itself based on other nearby devices, but still, no Find My on these. If you lose it, it's gone. You can't lock it unless it reconnects to the internet. Unless it reconnects to a known network, it's not even going to get the command if you tell it to reset itself from the home app. It has to be on a known network. So if you lose it, you're up to the mercy of the next owner, or if you don't reset it before you sell it, you're at the mercy of the next owner doing a reset for you. And you have lots of personal data saved locally on these things that people can easily dump and gain access to. It's got all of your iCloud passwords and network, Wi-Fi passwords. All sorts of your data. Make sure you wipe your stuff before you sell it or donate it, folks. Even if it's a smart speaker. And if you don't believe me, go to Google and search for, I think it's called Elcomsoft HomePod hacking. Let me see here. Yeah, here we go. A whole blog on someone basically dumping the user data off a HomePod and proving that how horribly insecure these things are. Yeah, there should be about a 20 to 30 second delay. That's just how YouTube has it set up. The priority here is the people getting their stuff fixed being able to see what's getting worked on. And if you want a 4K 30 FPS stream at high quality on YouTube. If you want to live stream it, you have to have the lower or the higher latency set. And people want to see. People want to zoom in and see what's going on. But that's what Tuesday's for. You can join the Discord on Tuesday. You can I stream the same camera to the Discord server, and there's no latency. It looks like crap, but you know, you want zero latency, there you go. All right, Jeff. Too many pods, too many parts. I gotta clean. We should do a clean stream one day. We don't fix anything, we just clean my room. Does that sound fun? Here we are with 3673. Let's see here. No lights, no power. Couple of watts from the wall. That looks like the usual dead diode. Let's dig in. See this, Steph, y'all don't understand. I tried 1080-60 and people complained about it. So they said we need 4K. So I did 4K. Everybody complained about it looking like crap. And they said turn up the latency so it stops looking like crap. So I turned up the latency, and now everybody wants 1080-60 again with low latency. You can't make anyone happy. But we try. I'm like 2 seconds from making a second YouTube channel just so I can stream in 1080p 60 low latency to that one. For the fine folks that want to live on the bleeding edge there. Marvin what's happened to Marvin? Is Marvin okay? He's probably asleep. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 p.m. here, which is what, like... time in Germany. Yeah, it's midnight over there. He ain't staying up for another silly HomePod stream. He ain't staying up for silly old Nick. we are. Here we go. Can you hurry up? I want to see the dev unit. Jeez. How old are you? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh man, messing or no messing around, I want to see the inside of that dev pod so bad. But I just can't, I can't in good conscience have any fun if people are waiting for their stuff to get fixed. Alright. Got a new diode to fix our power problem. We got new filters to prevent death farts. We'll wrap it up with a new subwoofer gasket since the old foam kinda sucks. And then we will repeat on their second one, I assume. Uh-oh. We're gonna have a lot less time today than I thought. Here. I don't even know if we're gonna have time to finish this fella's second one. Guess I should use the electric guy. Here we go. Shuffle hands. What is up? Welcome back. Yeah, he knows the drill. Wife's on the way home. She's gonna beat me, man. She finds out I'm still fixing these things. Granted, we've only been going for 40 minutes, but please, Massa, give me more time. Oh, and yes, shuffle hands. I got my hands on a third developer HomePod now. It works. It's just, well, the previous owner said it's on OS 11 and they can't get it to update, which, thank God. Especially ones like those, I am perfectly fine with keeping on the oldest OS possible. Part for preservation reasons, and part possibility that there are some Apple internal files on there still. It's also the earliest looking hardware version that I've had. Out of the 3 that I have now, it's the earliest version. So I have high hopes. I've already taken the first 2 dev units that I have apart, and they looked essentially identical on the inside. This one, I'm hoping, has some surprises for us waiting. So we'll be taking it apart when I've got the time, when we've cleared the queue. Kinda hurts to take it apart since it technically works fine right now. We could connect an adapter to it and force update the software to the latest and just use it, but that's not fun. You want to see if the parts are intercompatible with the regular HomePod? Yeah. Well, at least the other two dev units I have, the parts all interchange. Heck, I would even wager if it isn't the third one is an early dev unit. With how far into production it is, I mean, you'd have to get your hands on a really, really, really early unit. Like, obviously different looking on the outside, not to mention inside, for things to not be plug and play compatible with each other. Because if you think about it, the later stage dev units, they all generally function the same, but they might have different, well, kind of like the prototype MacBooks. They might be trying a different GPU, or a different South Bridge, or a different set of RAM and they've got different versions of those prototypes in testing before they finalize on one or two parts, but they all technically would interchange with each other, and I feel like that wouldn't be any different with HomePods. What stage is it? It is a PVT, so it is a production validation test unit. So it should be far along enough that technically we could swap any parts around, but I wouldn't really want to. I probably wouldn't even really want to risk that or try it. What I don't know yet is if it's a dev fused unit or not. I don't know if it's a CPFM, what, like 00, is that what a dev unit is? Or if it's a production fused dev unit. If it's a prod fused one, then whatever. Still. There it is. Excuse me. All right.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. You're pretty far from home right now. Here is their number 2. Let's get that fixed up. It's going to be the same problem. Probably the same repair here. Let's see. Yep, no lights, no power. Couple of watts from the wall. That all looks like the exact same stuff. You almost got your hands on a PVT iPhone, but then you, oh man, I'd be kicking myself. Is it Tim's HomePod? Tim Apple? The man himself getting it fixed by us? Alright. Fart filters, here we go. The Fantastic Four fart filters. Let's go. And there's our dead diode with a 46K date code, of course. Let's get that replaced. John, welcome back. Did I figure out what I did yesterday to get the Gen 2 without power issues to work? I didn't. And actually, if you go rewatch the beginning of today's stream, this stream, we talked about it for a quick minute, but essentially, it seems to still be having some kind of problem. It's turning on, but it's not producing any sound, and we've even done the factory reset, like tap and hold the top until it beeps, but it doesn't beep. It resets itself, but it doesn't beep. It doesn't play any sound. So I'm not too sure what to make of that. Still a logic board issue. Probably not going to be something we can fix. How much time left? I don't know. We get there when we get there. Yeah, the only other thing I can do would be to sit down with a working one and a non-working one and start comparing measurements between each test pad that we can find. See if we can play, spot the difference with a multimeter. But that will take a few hours. That is something that we have to save for when we have the time. FaceTime on Tuesday? Yeah, probably. Well, maybe. Hold on. Let me walk that back. Probably not. Just because most people can't join the FaceTime. More people can join the Discord chat. See, yeah, and that's part of the problem too. If we start a FaceTime call and I share the FaceTime screen to the live stream, if someone else joins, then I have to add them to my contacts before they join. Otherwise, as soon as they join, they'll dox themselves, And then everybody's basically got everybody's phone number, and I don't know how many people are cool with that. Yeah, I don't think so. Meat Man? What is up? Welcome back. Rhine Labs, welcome, welcome. Much appreciated, thank you. Sorry we are particularly boring at the moment. In a bit of a time crunch. We're trying to fix the rest of these HomePods before my wife gets home and beats me up for still working. Actually, if we ask really nicely when she gets home, she might let us keep working. Because it is Friday. You know, gotta have fun on Friday. Or at the least, clear up this queue before the weekend hits. Ooh, airplane washing live stream? That actually sounds interesting. So, do you like cover the jets up so that you don't get water, like soapy water inside of the jet engines while you're washing it? Or does it not matter and you just full blast those suckers to blow all the water out once you're done cleaning it? Like an airplane hucking a giant loogie out of its jets. Piston Cessna 150. See, I don't know my planes that well, so I'm gonna have to look up what that is. Oh, look at that guy. See, that's a manageable aircraft right there. So I take it that's your... Is that like your personal? No way. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I have a friend who's, I think he's working on getting his pilot's license. He got laser eye surgery so that he could... That's crazy too. I could never risk what eyesight I do have to try to laser it better. That freaks me out way too much. Thankfully, at least my, I've got really good eyesight, so... Man, that's still got to be kind of surreal to like go outside and then see your plane out there and just be like, yeah, that's mine. I feel that way sometimes still with my my 300ZX there. It's a right-hand drive twin turbo straight from Japan, and I still can't get over the fact that I have that thing, and that I almost lost it the other night from someone trying to steal it. What is the world coming to? I guess that's nothing new. People have been always trying to steal other people's cars and stuff.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Alright. We've got both of their pods fixed up. Let's move on to Ben here. And then we've got Tim. We've got Tim Apple. That's number 3685. There we go. Oh yeah, let's get their name up on the screen too here. This fella belongs to Ben, and we've got no power. So let's see what we've got here. No lights, no power, no nothing on the home pod. We've only got, actually look at that, it dropped down. We've got essentially no power draw from the wall, so this is quite different from what we normally see with no power. Let's keep an eye on the kilowatt meter here and see if it flinches at all as soon as we plug it into power. That'll tell us. So it does bump up a couple watts and then falls back down. So what that tells me is it's not like a blown fuse. If it was blown fuse, the kilowatt wouldn't flinch at all. It'd be practically like we aren't plugging it into anything. It shouldn't move at all. But the fact that it does jump up a watt or two before falling back down to zero tells me we do have something shorted out inside of here, but it's not the typical dead diode because those tend to pull a few more watts of power than this. My next guess, we've probably got a shorted capacitor somewhere on the logic board up top here. So let's do a little bit of quick diagnosing here, little troubleshooting. And we will first see if it is an issue with the display at the very top here. So the display board sits on top of the main logic board, and what can happen is if these get dropped, if they fall on their head in particular, it'll cave the display in and basically break the board apart internally. It can cause issues a lot like this. And physical damage like that to these displays can be pretty tricky to identify, so thankfully we've got plenty of parts around here to just swap this display board out and see right off the bat if that's what's going on here, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we have a short on that main logic board. So normally, like I was saying, the damage can be difficult to spot, but when it does happen, I think I have another display here. What happens is basically this daughter board breaks off the display and these layers will start to separate. You can see it if you gently push down, but this one looks great. This one, I don't see any problems with this. Still, we're gonna grab another one here and see if that changes anything. Lowest hanging fruit. Alright, there's something wrong with the plug on this one, I guess. Another one. I got so many of these things. from all the parts pods I've had to get over the years. Yep, exact same symptoms. No power, power draw jumps up for a second and then falls back down. So, the next thing, let's get that logic board out and hook up a known good logic board to see if that changes anything. Okay, and here I have a logic board, of course. It turns on, it makes sound. It just let me try to remember what was wrong with this thing. Right. So it won't stay connected. This thing, I can set it up, I can play music to it, but after a few minutes it just drops off my Wi-Fi and it loses internet connection. So it is a perfect board for testing. If I plug it into something that ends up killing it, I won't be too upset, as opposed to plugging in a totally known good board and possibly frying that. I bet you this is gonna work. Oh. Ho-ho. I have been put in my place here. Still not working, still the exact same symptoms. So, let's keep digging. The plot thickens. Okay, so then what could it be? Well, then the most next likely suspect is going to be the power supply. Like I was saying, usually shorts on the amplifier board tend to pull a little more power than this, so I'm guessing we've got a short or some kind of failure on the power supply itself now. Oh, I got some chat I gotta catch up with here. Oh boy. You have a commercial pilot, single and multi-engine, and instrument rated on both. Yeah, right-hand drive Z. Sorry, trying to read the chat while I work, and I'm not very good at that. Wouldn't the female version of the name Stefan just be Stephanie? Oh, Stefan's. Yeah, I was gonna say, Mr. Nixon, trust me, but Stefan beat me to it. You do not want a mail order Serbian wife. No, sir. First of all, I mean, aside from the obvious moral and ethical concerns, you tend to get quite screwed over, from what I hear. They use you to gain citizenship and then you never see them again. Too much disassembly. Yeah. At least they used screws where they did and not more glue. So much for a speaker. Okay, alright, let's get up close. Let's get those filters replaced. Use me to get your US citizenship. Unfortunately, no. "24-hour stream at 5,000 subs." Yeah, that'd be rough. I could probably do a 12-hour stream, but I don't know about a 24-hour stream. I wouldn't, well, I could. I wouldn't have a problem doing it, but I don't want to put my wife through that. Mostly because the kid's 2.5 right now, and they are an absolute handful. But a 10-hour stream, that is something that I have wanted, or a 12-hour stream, that is something that I've wanted to do for a while. Aw, man, and at a point, I had about a dozen broken HomePods set aside just for myself so that we could have a live stream of just straight fixing them. And it'd be some dumb game of like take a drink for every HomePod that I fix, and I keep fixing them until I can't fix anymore. Fix till I drop kind of deal. But A, you know, glorifying alcohol, not very cool. B, damaging my liver and sacrificing my health for entertainment purposes is questionable. I'm getting too old for stuff like that. We gotta be a good influence. We got kids watching. We gotta be a good influence for Stefan. I'm not an alcoholic, I'm just messy. I haven't drank in 2 days. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just... I didn't even... We were on total autopilot. I didn't even realize... Shh. Hold on here. Well, we might as well replace this diode anyways. But it's not... That's not going to be the problem. That's not the problem. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to be this component on the power supply. Let's test it out. And I do have a charged up thermal camera. We're ready to go here. Request for right to repair for the Lightspeed Aviation headset schematic. $1,000 headset. Oh man, especially stuff like that. Like, who the hell is gonna sit down and reverse engineer and sell that stuff and end up taking that company out of business just because they released schematics and service manuals? In what world? Okay, so all we've done so far is replace the filters in the diode, but like I said, that's not going to be the problem here. I sort of went into autopilot mode and just replaced the things that we replace in every HomePod as part of the typical maintenance without even realizing there was a different issue here that we need to address. So let's see if my next theory... I think it's the power supply. So... Oh, it's turning on. Okay, I am wrong. There you go. I was wrong. It was the diode? It was seriously? Oh, yeah. No kidding. I mean, let's sanity check really quick here. We'll try their logic board and display again. Just to make sure. Ha! Yeah. Alright. That's a first. Thousands of HomePods, and that's the first time I've had it behave like that. But I'll take it. I'll take it. It's fixed. Let's get it back together. The Siri, the class action for Siri listening, I haven't yet. I really need to. I didn't know that that was already out yet. Didn't know you could fill it out already. Oh boy, am I gonna get a payout from that though, let me tell you. And like, legitimately, I deserve it too, because I've got... At one point, I had dozens of these things sitting around my house, and who knows what they caught, you know, what they were listening to at any given moment, because they thought they heard the magic words. Serbia meet and greet when? Let me just casually fly to Serbia. Be right back, honey. I'm gonna go to Serbia really quick for the HomePod meetup. You can only do 5 devices per one Apple ID? That's malarkey. That that I say right there is malarkey. Stefan's hovering over the band button already, I can feel it. Oh, it's a legit, it's a class action lawsuit. You Apple credit. That's, oh no. Can you imagine the storm of trouble, if Apple tried? Nah, it's a straight up check. It's a straight up check that you get to cash. Paid by the legal firm that represented the class during the suit. So you'll see a check in the mail with your name on it from a legal firm in the amount of however much you claimed. And they approved. What did he say? Oh, well, he timed out. You guys having fun there? You have 2 more wishes. Stefan. How long did you actually time them? Oh, 60 seconds, okay. Whew. Whew. Watch it magically stop powering on again once we got it all back together. There we go. Those ones were putting up a fight. The heck? Your dad's gonna come all the way to Washington of all places for a fishing tournament? Oh, what's it called? Fish Trap? If it's Fish Trap, that's funny. My uncle used to go there all the time with my cousins. I was never interested in fishing, so I never went with them, but it was a big deal for them every year. They'd pack up the truck and they'd go drive out to the middle of nowhere, Washington, where Fish Trap's at, and I guess trap fish. Here we go. I still don't really know what to think of that, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Here we go. Let's get Tim up. Tim with bad bass.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the home app.
Very good, very nice. All right. Oh, that's my shoulder. My shoulder shouldn't be making sounds like that. Oh, okay. Tim with some bad bass. Is that the case? Is it gonna boot up here? Did we have the wrong issue written down? Did we get the wrong Tim? 3685, it turns on, it boots, but it sounds bad. Yeah. Oh, there it is. It just took a minute. It's gonna take another minute here. Have I ever had a unit that had said no power but had no issues? Yes. Yes, and it's usually physical damage, which would explain why it may or may not work sometimes. Like it won't work for them and then it'll work for me or vice versa. Making an intermittent connection. What is, what's going on here? Is this the issue? is oh, there it is. Yeah, it was really just taking its time. So it sounds like we've got no bass altogether. That could be a few different things. It could have been those infamous DC filters gone bad that roasted the subwoofer. It could be another random short or failure somewhere else on the amp, and the bass speaker's totally fine still. Let's find out. So I record more so for liability so that they can... No. Well, I mean, like, indirectly, I guess, you know, having it on video, having the repair done on video is nice, but it's not, I don't do it for liability necessarily. It's more just for the folks to watch their stuff getting fixed. When I was a kid, I thought one of the coolest things was whenever my mom took her car to the shop, even if it was just to get her tires replaced. I thought it was really cool that they let you sit there and watch it get done. And I always wanted to do something like that. And then I also always wanted to, like, fix stuff for people. But I didn't want to fix the same stuff that everyone else was fixing out there. I wanted to find something new. So, yeah, I mean, I guess indirectly it does kind of serve as a record that we did actually fix it, but it helps more for being able to go back and see exactly what we did. It also serves as a convenient way to record the condition of the device before we work on it, as well as after it's worked on, of course. The thing with the liability and, like, using it to, like, prove that we actually fixed your thing is, it's pretty easily fakeable, I guess. I mean, I could say that this is Tim's HomePod, but it could really just be anyone's HomePod out there. I mean, that'd be one heck of an elaborate ruse that I'd be pulling for years at this point. But it wouldn't be the best use for liability just because of that. At least I think. Maybe I'm wrong, and it's it's good enough. What's the blue bottle? 99% Tim's tears. Tim and his tears make for an excellent solution to break down the glue that holds this basket down so that we don't have to put up as much of a fight getting it apart. Ooh, that is roasted. If we look into our inspection port there, ooh, it's stinky. That one snuck up on me. I was not expecting that to be roasted. But there you go. That's the problem. So with a roasted subwoofer, that means those filters went bad. Let's see, I need another woofer. All jokes aside, it's 99% isopropyl alcohol. Good stuff. Oh, I just realized. Different Tim. This is not this Tim. That's Tim Cook. Tim gets a little salty every time we fix a HomePod. We collect his tears to fix more HomePods. Yeah, your voice assistant ignoring you is fun and all, but have you ever had the pleasure of your HomePod, of accidentally touching your HomePod and it's starting to play the Apple Music One radio or whatever, and then you sit there and you're tapping it like 20 times trying to tell it to stop, like pause, and it's like, hold on, let me think about that for a minute. I'm gonna think about pausing it, sorry. And like if you try to pause it too quickly after it starts playing, it'll like absolutely wig out. It'll think that it's paused, so when you tap it, it won't actually pause it. You have to pull the power. Good woofer. Alright, we don't want to just drop in a replacement woofer and call it good. Like I say over and over again, we gotta dig deeper and replace those filters, since those are what went bad and actually caused the subwoofer to have a meltdown. That is very stuck in there. Alright, here we go. Look at him, sitting there, just looking perfectly fine, but being the source of total destruction and disaster. They said, who, me? What are we thinking about that resistor? Oh yeah, I do see the slightest yellow tan on the joints. So let's go ahead and replace that. I really didn't want to, but better safe than sorry. Ooh, wife's on the way home. We're not gonna have time. I didn't even realize it's already 4:30 also. Dang. I don't have any Amazon Alexas. I don't have no... Well, I have one Sonos. But it's the IKEA Sonos lamp. And we literally never use it as a speaker. It's purely used as a lamp. Underwhelming sound. Truly, truly underwhelming. But hey, what can you expect? It can't be a great speaker and a great lamp. It can only be one thing at a time. Great at one thing at a time, or okay at more than one thing at once. It's like a Swiss Army knife. No single tool inside of the Swiss Army knife by itself is amazing and great. Sure, it's better than nothing. Get you out in a pinch. You have a grading system of 1 to 5? You have like 5 plus, 5 minus, or is it just straight 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? There we go. Beautiful, beautiful base back for Tim. I expect to hear back on my offer for position of CEO at Apple by the end of the day. So here we've got the Days' HomePod back here again. This was one that had the blinkies. We tried to restore it. It wasn't taking it. It was telling us it's having hardware issues. So I've got my hands on another logic board here for him that we can use. Let's procure that. Ah, lovely. Is this the last for the night? Yes, it is. Wife's on our way home from the grocery store right now. We've probably got another 10-15-ish minutes if we're lucky. We'll probably have to stop in the middle of this one and come back. Here we are. Here we go. This one is, I think this was from Wednesday, actually. I forgot to grab this one and wrap it up yesterday. The restore from yesterday, actually, that was Jeff's. That was Jeff's HomePod. That was the first one we worked on for today. His took a restore. Did not need a new logic board. But they did opt for the hardware maintenance, so we cracked that open today and got us some new filters. Yeah. We do. We just call it maintenance. But we're happy to. It's the same cost and everything. But we crack them open and they all get new filters and a new subwoofer gasket. And depending on the date code on the diode, it'll get a new diode too. There's no sense replacing all of the diodes, only a certain batch of them fail. But the filters and the subwoofer gasket all get replaced, and we offer that as a maintenance service if you want to get it done before it gives you problems. You can also buy broken HomePods and have them shipped directly to me for repair, and then I'll return them to you. That can be a cheaper option than buying my refurbished HomePods if you can get a broken one for the right price. I mean, generally, like, if you can spend less than $90 to get a broken HomePod shipped to me, and then plus my repair and return fee to you, it'll be cheaper than the $170 on one of my refurbs. No matter what it might need fixed. Cosmetics excluded, you know. Would the bad diode have failed by now? Not necessarily. You see it here every day still. Every single day we have more of these showing up with bad diodes still. That are like, they've been used since day one and they are still failing as of today. That said, there is no harm, and generally what I try to suggest to people is don't worry about sending your HomePod in for any kind of work. Don't spend more money on it until it gives you a reason to. Still, many people insisted I offer a maintenance service, and I do it. But there's really no, as long as you don't ignore the issues when they do happen. Like if it starts death farting on you, don't keep using it. That's how you roast the bass speaker and cause more expensive problems. But in general, you will be perfectly fine waiting for if and or when your HomePod ever does have problems. Two first gens for $105 a piece. I mean, that's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. Especially if they're working just fine. If I'm having a really tough week or a really tough month, I might end up having to pay that much for broken ones. So, it's not the worst. Yes, absolutely, heat will make the problem worse. The reason being, with the failure that these capacitors tend to experience, the nature of their failure being, like one of the symptoms is, obviously they are DC filters. So as they go bad, they start filtering less and less DC voltage. And the less DC voltage they filter, the worse your bass works, and the more it's roasting the bass speaker with unwanted DC voltage. But also, heat. As the capacitors fail, if they are failing, heat will make the failure symptom even worse. In other words, if they're failing and they're not filtering DC voltage, then when they get hot, the hotter they get, they're going to get even worse. It's going to filter even less and less until it death farts and restarts. It's basically a cry for help to the user. Alright, do we need a new Schottky diode? Yes, we do. This one has a date code of 46K, so it hasn't failed yet, but it's only a matter of time. Schottky diodes generally don't just fail on their own. They're not a part that fails without a reason. In this case, the reason was they're crappy. There was something funny in the water during these 2 weeks at Diodes Incorporated, and they forgot how to properly make diodes. So I joke about it, but literally there must have been a contamination issue when they were manufacturing these batches of diodes, and that's what leads to them failing. It's a protection diode. It's not put there to actively do something for the HomePod other than protect it in case something happens. But in this case, it's failing. It's not protecting. It's not failing due to protecting from something. It's purely failing due to its lack of quality. So we get that replaced with a new one, and we can sleep easy at night. The failures are a feature. You are not to touch his perfection. What would happen if I removed one of the four, I think you meant capacitors, not diode, right? It would probably blow the good chance it would blow the amplifier and or the subwoofer. Or at the very least have an insanely high DC offset. Because now your filters aren't balanced. Your filters are no longer balanced between the two channels, and geez, I'll try that sometime on a board that doesn't work too well, because you got me curious now. Exactly how would it behave? Would it be a show, or would it be an uneventful? Ah, Stefan. Yeah, the amps hold their power for a surprisingly long time. Especially if it's already not working and you try to power it on and subsequently there aren't other components able to discharge itself as quickly. Yeah, only 40 more subs till we hit 3,000. I told you guys I'd give away a HomePod if we hit 3,000 subscribers. We're getting pretty close. Oh, I'm forgetting something here. I gotta use these. Oh, wife beat me. She beat me. She beat me. Ah. Alright. Give me 1 second, folks. I gotta help her bring stuff in. We'll be right back to wrap this up. Alright. We are back. Only a short visit to the emergency room after the absolute thrashing that my wife gave me for still working. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's get this wrapped up and get out of here so we can enjoy our weekend. Listen to that. Listen to them having fun. And we're sitting here. I feel like Squidward looking out my house, looking out my window while SpongeBob and Patrick are having the time of their lives right outside. Look, if I lived by myself, if I didn't have a wife or a kid, you'd bet we'd probably be streaming like probably 24/7 doing something. We'd be fixing something, we'd be hacking something up. We'd be DIYing something. That'd be fun. But, I think having a kid's a little more fun, too. She's something else. Get divorced, jeez. I missed no such screw for the amplifier. I did have to grab a spare because I couldn't find one of them. But, where is it? Yeah, here it is. Nope, no worries, we didn't miss an amp screw. Feel free to go back and rewatch. You can count all 14 of them. You'll even see me reach over here in the forbidden corner to grab a spare for it. Get a dog? No. No. I'm not a dog person. I don't like dogs. I like cats. I'm a cat person. I don't like dogs. I love dogs if they're not my dog, but I don't want my own dog. And I'll probably end up having my own dog one day, and then I'll be like, I love dogs so much. I love my dog so much. Whatever. We got this fixed. We got that queue cleared. Folks, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair. I'm sure we'll have more HomePods showing up this weekend, which means we might take a look at that prototype this weekend too. No promises, but you'll just have to subscribe, stick around, and see for yourself. So, folks, that's it for here and now. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Goodbye.